of the ambulance structure, they use it for maintenance, whatever they need. It comes out of the rent.
That's how it's structured.
Yeah, they actually got a copy of the ordinance.
This is for the purchase of top capacity for ambulance.
Well, for the ambulance, any equipment they need.
Any work to the structure or an ambulance?
New roof, whatever.
So, in addition to just short of $1 million a year, we're also supplying Porter Hospital with cots.
No. They pay us rent and it's transferred back.
So we're giving them, so we're giving them rent back.
We own the building.
Okay.
We own the building.
Yeah.
And, the way this money, the money that they pay us rent, that's spent on free services line, the ambulance.
That's why it's a transfer. The money's already there, it's like $250,000. And if I'm a little gray, it's because they're a little, I'm not here.
I'll move to approve it.
Got a motion and a second on the transfer. Discussion.
I would appreciate more, yes.
That's what I was given. Copy of the ordinance, yeah.
We don't own the ambulance.
No.
That was
No.
clarified.
Yeah, it's for equipment, I guess. It's a transfer, the money's already there. That's what I'm doing.
There's not a date on here, but, oh, excuse me, there is. The date's January 1st, 2000. Clearly, this ordinance was written before the Sullivan Conflict. So, that is relevant. Okay, I don't have any other questions.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Rivas.
No.
Mr. Polaric.
No.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Ms. Conover.
Yes.
Mr. Whitten.
No.
Mr. Paparad.
Yes.
Mr. Biggs.
No.
Fails 3-4.
Okay. Moving on, the jail, 144, you want to answer? Okay, we have 144. We want to take a sergeant from down to first class jailer.
Correct. That position is currently filled by our accounts manager. It used to be Bud Lucy. And this is part of the plan that we've collectively devised to give enough staff support to the medical department, because currently we have additional medical personnel in the building. However, we don't have the jail staff, the officers, to accompany them in a timely manner as we would like. So we need additional help for the medical personnel. So this is one of those positions, and then later on this evening we'll discuss the two added jail officer positions. This will give us a total of 3 new jail officers.
Well, why don't we do this, Sheriff? Let's do the 144 for the account manager and create the position.
All right.
Because I told him to put that in because the bottom line is we're hiding the, I don't want to say hiding, but it's not a true picture. You got a executive secretary, account manager, whatever you want to call it, hidden in his jail budget. Just say, let's just get out in the open. That gives him 1 jail by creating the position. Right?
Yeah, I think you're correct in saying hiding that person in the jail budget is not a correct term, because we've always been upfront.
Well, actually, yeah, I mean, maybe hiding is the wrong word.
But
She works for you.
Jail budget.
She works for you, so she should be in your budget.
Absolutely, although she's doing the work
Right.
in the jail as well as the sheriff's department. It was a choice back when that position was created, where to where the money existed at that time, in order to pay. And I think, well, the reason it was created there was because of the revenue stream brought in by, federal and state, inmates that were holding. And that revenue stream, as we know, has brought in significant, so.
So, let's do the account manager first, just read the position for her to move to.
Motion to approve 144 accounts manager from $0 to $37,228.
And a motion and a second, any discussion?
I might add, she's remaining at her same salary.
Right.
No,
So this one is a created position, it's moving the position.
it's moving the position, it's creating that slot on in the sheriff's budget. The person exists, in the person of Edie Hahn, now taking up a jail position. So we're moving her to the sheriff's position, to the sheriff's budget.
And the money is good.
Well, the money will stay on the jail side. However, we're not asking for a sergeant position, which is the actual slot that she's filling. So we're reducing that to a first-class jail position. But we need the rest of that salary on the sheriff's side.
Where's her salary account?
Just the additional back, sorry. Right, I'm assuming the 14,318, 46.
No.
Wait a minute. Yeah. She has a question. What were you gonna say? Well, yeah, I wanted, we got the salary.
First grade position, the 144, and that number is correct, the 37,228.
Unless you guys wanna do them together, the 144 and the additional. I was just gonna do one at a time.
You already got a motion and a second.
Let's call the roll on the 144 first.
This is under Sheriff 1105-05.
Yep.
The 144.
Yep.
Mr. Polare.
Yes.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Ms. Conover.
Clear as mud, yes.
Mr. Whitten.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad.
Yes.
Mr. Biggs. Mr. Rivas.
Yes.
7-0 in the affirmative.
Okay, now let's do the additional. Vicki, what is the bill number? We're late.
What you need is 12,886.62.
And you want to have a meeting and all the same thing?
He and I had a very lovely
Okay.
conversation, we went over all of these numbers, there was a, adjustment in the original numbers, plus it was based on 10 pay periods, we only have 9 months.
Okay, what was that number again?
Okay, you want to just round it up, or do you want the exact? $12,886.62 is the additional that you'll need for the sheriff's budget to fund easy for the rest of the year.
Okay.
At the 37 plus salary.
All right. We do motion that next. Okay, with the adjusted dollar amount, you got the dollar amount about?
$12,886.62.
Okay.
For that.
Jail will be different also.
It's in.
Jail will be different.
Right.
No.
Very good.
So this is gonna, like, looking forward for 2014-15 and thereafter, we're increasing the budget of 37,000 and change for the sheriff's budget.
Well, yeah, the yearly salary, but I think that fits into, when we're talking, future numbers, I think that fits into the overall, future of, jail officer position in general, positions in general, and where the long-term funding comes from.
Any more discussion? Call the roll.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Ms. Conover.
Yes.
Mr. Whitten.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad.
Yes.
Mr. Biggs.
Yes.
Mr. Rivas.
Yes.
Mr. Polare.
Yes.
7-0 in the affirmative.
Okay. All right, let's jump up to the 144. You drop the jailer down from 37,228 to 33,988.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second, any discussion? Call the roll on 144, please.
Ms.
Conover?
What?
Yes.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is this the sergeant to jailer?
Yes.
What about the jailer two from 0 to 33,988? We're not talking about that? It's on the same 144.
Yeah, it is.
Am I putting together?
Well, it's on the same 144.
Yeah, the motion,
Yeah, the motion was for the, as written.
you gonna amend the motion in a second?
Yes.
Okay. Put them all together. First class jailer two from 0 to 33,988. Call roll, please.
Ms. Conover?
Yes.
Mr. Whitten?
Yes.
Mr. Paparad?
Yes.
Mr. Biggs? Mr. Rivas?
Yes.
Mr. Polera?
Yes.
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
7-0 affirmative.
Okay, now we have an additional for 30, you got a different number now for the?
Yes, by moving the position down to the first class jailer, adding the jailer, and then changing the numbers from the 9 pay period to 10. The total, that's needed for the jail is $22,408.62.
What's that do to
And we are
2014? What's it do to 2014? Yeah. What? Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, it's an additional appropriation.
So, okay.
But this, and Sheriff, correct me, but I think this is what you were touching on just a minute or so ago, that these numbers are all part of this supposed, increase in jail staff to address the overcrowding and medical.
No, this is
No,
medical.
no.
Well,
This is medical. Nothing to do with the third party.
This is medical. These officers will
Yeah, but did you say-
primarily be dedicated to the medical department. Now, there's always opportunity when, for instance, they're not assisting the nursing staff with drug deliveries, that sort of thing, medical call, sick call. Then there's an opportunity for them to be assigned elsewhere, other jail duties. It's not like they're waiting for the nursing and medical staff.
I understand.
So, it is going to ease when we're talking about the overcrowding, but the number of officers needed for overcrowding is a separate and distinct issue.
But when we initially spoke of this, we were talking about 11 additional.
That's true. The 9 are not discussed yet.
Okay, that's what I was.
Okay.
So I guess along those lines, I guess I have a question. So the long term, and I've read it, I've got the emails, the memos, the long-term plan that you're proposing is 11 new employees. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What, the third pod?
For the third pod. Now, again, let me try and clarify. 9 of those specifically are needed for the operation alone of that third pod. The other additional employees, the other additional 2 employees are going to be for primarily assisting in the medical service delivery within the jail.
So I guess along those lines, Mr. Chairman, what I would ask, and I've tried to keep my head wrapped around all these things I'm hearing, not so much just about the jail, but I mean generally all these increases in big ticket items that we're facing. And it seems that we always seem to have these conversations, not so much with the 2 medical staff jailers, but I mean generally speaking, we have these in part and parcel. We don't have a sort of a global conversation with the commissioners about, we wrap all of these things together, how are we going to pay for it? I mean, I've captured some emails about building a barn, park, and other things, which are fine, but we haven't yet got our handle on the providing public safety and health and welfare to our constituency down yet, meaning drainage and 911, which we're going to hear a little bit about tonight, and the insurance issues for employees and the jail and all these things that are just ticking away at our money. And so I guess I would suggest, and I would like, we have the conversation with respect to the jail and the overcrowding and the third pod, that we at the same time have a discussion with the commissioners about 911 and the drainage and all these things that are just going to completely empty our coffers, because they're adding up very quickly, and maybe I'm wrong, but at times I look at this and think, boy, if we're really lucky, we can operate county government with all the seeded funds and interest money, and not have to concern ourselves with providing the needs to our constituency before we get to all the extras. So my suggestion or my request would be that we have a meeting, particularly as we're going through these budgets, with the commissioners, and we nail down, we've had so many discussions of where the seeded fund's gonna be spent. My God, I can tell you where it's gonna be spent. Keeping county running. You know, we need to get everybody on the same sheet of music, because we just keep dealing with these things in pieces.
I totally agree with Councilman Wynn, and I would ask our board president to request a joint meeting with the commissioners for that special purpose. That way we're not obligating or monopolizing the budget here to something so important, obviously, it's going to take more than 30 minutes to discuss.
Want to do it before budget?
Well, it has to be,
That's
we can't, how can we go into budgets knowing that 911 rainy day is gonna run out in the middle of next year?
Exactly. I agree.
And we're gonna, it's gonna be 1.6 short, or whatever, how can we go into budgets period knowing that the sheriff has threats of lawsuits, we gotta come up with 9 jailers?
I don't think the sheriff is threatened.
No, not the sheriff.
Well,
Doing that,
Do you want to have this discussion now, or do you want to have it later?
I think we should, here's what I think. I think we should have it later. I think we should have this discussion with all of the issues, all the big ticket issues in front of us, and let's get at least a short-term plan together on how we're gonna provide those services, and then we can move into our budget.
It's not just the balance of this year, it's funding it for
All right.
next year.
All right.
And I would ask the sheriff to be in attendance also. Because what, you know, what you're needing, what you're asking for, probably what, you know, more than what the commissioners are, yeah.
And it's been coming for a long time, we all know.
And with that, the 911 director also, because that's a $2 million funding gap that we have to figure out moving forward long term. Where's John?
Will be public meeting. Right along.
Yeah, and then someone that can address the outstanding drainage issues, and after, at one point it's 10 million, and then we have 20 million.
It was 40.
It was 40 million.
20%.
And,
I'll have, an email sent out tomorrow, I'm trying to pick a date, somewhere next week. We're gonna have to make ourselves available, they're gonna have to make themselves available, and see what their handle on this. All right, do we have a motion on this additional?
I'd like to table it.
We'll table it till after the, okay?
Can I ask for some indulgence on this issue? Because I really think we're looking at two separate issues. I don't want to call this an emergency, but we can't deliver the services that we're paying for from the contractor.
Is there a motion on the floor for this?
We have a motion, I think right now, currently, a motion is set at the table. Right. Go ahead, we'll wait for discussion, go ahead.
You want to make a motion to table? Is there a second on that? Second. All right, second, we'll discussion.
Just so all 7 members understand, the county has executed that contract. They are in our buildings. And due to that, they are creating activity within that building that requires youthful staff that we currently have away from whatever they were assigned to accommodate whatever's going on to satisfy the contract, correct?
That's correct.
And that's why you're here.
That's correct. I also might add that don't lose sight of the fact that by granting the request for additional staff today, we have no one identified at this point who would be available. And it's the minimum, once that person is hired,
know this, we need these two trailers to help with the medical.
Two or three?
Two.
Two.
Two additional jail officers. The third one is the now open position that he is currently filling until.
And it's closed.
And I think that third position is funded, yes.
Yes, right. It's funded right now. Right. So, I just want to be clear, so we have, no matter what happens, there's one spot and one's funded of the three, correct? Okay.
I don't think there's any denying these positions, it's just, I think the big discussion is how we're gonna fund them moving forward, so, I mean, I don't think we need to.
We need the discussion, we really do, but I think there's some urgency, with, these two people we're talking about.
And Sylvia, if I may, quite honestly, this is a discussion that should have taken, place before a contract was executed. And once again, we are having to react to, to the reality that the contract's been executed and it has to be addressed by this board. And I don't want, if there's a problem that is created out of that, I don't want this board to be part of that problem, because we just said, no, we're not going to address the staffing that comes with executing that contract until we've had an opportunity to discuss. You're right, you're absolutely right, discuss how it's gonna be funded, but quite honestly, that's a conversation that should have taken place before the contract was executed.
Well, the question needs to be asked, Sheriff, what are you doing now?
We're making do. But I can also tell you that we went to at least one instance where, because a jail officer was not available to sit in inmate, they did not return to custody as agreed. They were transported to ER and they did not come back.
With you?
There's, with the agreement of the courts, because of our staffing, we are able to leave them in the custody of the hospital. And the hospital has an agreement to notify us when the patient is being released. And we can transport them back to jail. It's much the same as a furlough. It's a furlough system, and it happens all the time in varying, for medical testing, or for a number of reasons. Judges grant furloughs to inmates. That's not in the system. What is disturbing is that we don't have the staff we have to have more furloughs than we're comfortable with.
Because you don't have the staff to ask for it.
Absolutely. Can't afford to send somebody out of jail for as long as it takes to sit in the
So we're like, you gave your scouts honors and we come back?
essentially, yes. We were not notified that he was being released.
Mr. Chairman,
We got a motion to table. Call the, have a roll call on this motion to table.
Mr. Whitten?
yes.
Mr. Biggs?
No.
Excuse me, Mr. Paparad?
Yes.
Mr. Biggs?
No.
Mr. Rivas?
No,
Mr. Polaric?
No.
Ms. Graham?
No.
Ms. Conover?
Yes.
3 in the affirmative, 4 in the negative.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the additional. Any discussion? Call roll.
Mr. Paparad?
No.
Mr. Biggs?
Yes.
Mr. Rivas?
yes.
Mr. Polaric?
Yes.
Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Ms. Conover?
No.
Mr. Whitten?
Yes.
Mr. Curious. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you. Circuit Court, they have a transfer of $2,000 from Fund 39.
I agree with them, we approve all these
Second.
All transfers? Okay, we only got, okay. Training for staff. Everybody in favor of the transfer, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Transfer carries. Thanks, Judge.
Thanks very much.
I'll have her call you. Hospital interest, let's talk to our friend John. 1,196,490, that's like million. So equipment, 206,000 in dispatch, priority dispatch, 90,000 from whatever. All right, yeah, we have new numbers. The new numbers total is $1,113,490, is that correct? And the dispatch, the 990,000 is now 907,000. Okay?
This is to upgrade the current technology you have.
That is correct, yes, the radio hardware software that we have in our building is, over 10 years old. Motorola had stopped making this particular product a couple of years ago.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, discussion. Okay.
How many of your stations, are they all in service right now?
Yes, currently, yes. We have 9.
And how many are utilized at one
On a
time?
regular basis on the day shift, 9,
9?
yes.
How about on the other shift?
Night shift is usually 7.
John, in preparation for the budget hearing coming up this week, could you compare, to give us kind of a snapshot of your call volume over the last 5 years?
Absolutely. I've got that sitting.
One of the problems that I have, how do you, I know that other cities and towns, are paying for their 911. Are you looking into it all, how these other cities and towns are approaching it?
You mean the other counties? Sorry.
I'm sorry, county.
Yes, I've had discussions since I worked at Hamilton County. I've had that discussion on how they fund.
And how do they fund it?
They get about, and of course, obviously, you're talking double population than what we have roughly. The 4 main municipalities, which is Westfield, Noblesville, Carmel, and Fishers, put in, I believe it was some, and the county sheriff's department, I believe, put in about roughly $3 million into their budget.
So is it kind of split by population?
Population call line.
Was that because they consolidated?
Yes. Correct.
When did that take place?
Just this past, I want to say September, October, or last year.
Under the new legislation.
Under the legislation?
That's correct.
Right. So that summer's a new point with us because the two big customers
Are already
came before the legislation was enacted.
Well, no, only one did.
Valpo Portage.
Portage was after.
So we addressed that with the state, so we can't raise our levy then? So,
Because we could go back to and ask our legislators to,
It would take a legislative change downstate.
so they both snuck in under the, we're behind the
Now.
Orders can't do the front door.
Well, no, I shouldn't say snuck in, but I mean, they came in with a conflict.
We consolidated, guys.
No, let me finish. We took over their dispatching, and we have no way to recoup some of our costs. There's new legislation that allows whatever county, Hamilton County, to share.
There's no legislation.
The other is, isn't that they.
well, they did that on their own.
They did that.
No. There's legislation that will allow us to capture the levy that Portage had for 911, let's say, $1. And we would be allowed to raise our property taxes to offset the cost. That's new legislation.
The new legislation basically reduced their levy and raised our levy, so there was a double tax, and
Right.
the money for it was supposed to be.
Right, we don't have the advantage of that.
So if we were to capture.
Now we can.
Okay, right. If we were to capture the city of Portage's, that levy,
That would help Lincoln.
does the property taxpayers in Portage, in Portage property,
Suffer.
No, it's that.
do they, well, the money's coming from somewhere.
No, but it doesn't, with Portage, so Portage is, if it's $400,000, okay, Portage is levied to lower 400, are you allowed to reach?
essence, you're taking $400,000 from their operation.
Yes.
That's not gonna happen.
That's exactly what
They,
it
they
is.
can't afford it.
Well, wait, it's a moot point.
Well, we are having conversations, so, I mean, it should have been done, this negotiation should have been done long before they turn these switches on. This,
But just because the mistake was, or it was overlooked, or whatever you wanna call it, it doesn't mean two wrongs don't make a right.
That's a big goal.
At some point in time, this is
I
gonna
mean,
have to be addressed.
where do we look on going, we're gonna spend $1 million, or whatever we're gonna spend here? Does that satisfy your equipment for the next decade, like the last stuff?
No.
What, maybe 3, 5 years?
Well, as far as these go, yes. We're also looking at an upgrade to the mobile data computer system.
Right.
That's the main one, plus we're looking at a dispatch system, which will increase our fire and EMS, or lower our EMS and fire dispatch dramatically.
So it seems to me that this discussion, including this request, it should be addressed in this meeting. And I would want to know, we would have to have everything on the table. What is dispatch, or what is 911 going to need in the next year, the next 5 years, next 10 years? What's it going to cost, and how much should we allocate from our funds to address these requests and needs? And at the same time, we need to talk about these other health and welfare kind of concerns. The long-term and short-term, how much should we shave up? Now, here tonight, we're talking about 1.2 million, and he's talking about millions more. And then, so, we know that we're gonna have, we're gonna vote on this, and then right around the corner is more. And we should be talking about this in its entirety.
I agree with Dan. I mean, John, but I think we're, Dan, we certainly, we don't, but this year's an example. We go to approve this, and then by mid-July, whatever rainy day was, we will have contributed over $3 million in reserve funds into your operation. I'm not saying that's a criticism, it's not bad for yours, but I'm just saying that's reality. That we need to find, I think Bob's at, I don't criticize, think Bob's wrong at all with looking at, bringing up how we may knock on the door of the municipalities and ask, what role are you going to or can you provide here in the way of
I
funding?
believe you called a meeting this year.
We tried over a year ago, and as predicted, it fell on deaf
You went
ears.
swimmingly.
But we're at the 11th hour. Time's running out.
Well, I mean, I can understand all that, but I think this can be taken as a separate issue. I mean, we're upgrading the technology in that department.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. But, and, another caveat here, too, that as first district representative, is that, my district, the town of Chesterton, primarily, we're paying twice. We're paying for our dispatching, our police dispatching there, and we're paying for unincorporated and other municipalities as well. And that's why this needs to be brought out in the open, discussed, and finalized, because it is not sustainable.
come on board.
How much of your revenue comes from that?
After they just approved a 1.4% increase in our old harmless, which takes it to 1.81 million. So roughly half. After today, I was in a meeting in Fort Wayne this morning, where the state 911 board director was, and the 10-cent increase is not looking.
No kidding, Scott.
Really?
I thought the state was coming to the rescue.
The legislature,
Well, that's
We were being paid
the board now,
See, it echoed what Mr. Biggs had to say, and I agree with him. Chesterton and Porter are consolidating, I understand. And I gotta be honest, I think Chesterton and Porter should at this table want money from us. Because they're the backup. Is Chesterton and Porter gonna become the backup?
They would be partially with the police side,
Yeah.
not for fire.
They would be our second piece. And they would be entitled.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can see them coming in, I mean,
Which is why they're included in this project.
so some of this will go to Chesterton for that joint venture they're losing.
We we should not vote on a single budget request this year. Not one. Until we have got a handle on all of these things. Not one.
Dan, if I can, I mean, we've been asking for this for 2 years now, to get on board, come up with a plan to fund all this. I agree, I'm not saying, I mean, I agree, we've been asking for this, for long-term plans, a comprehensive operations plan, because we knew that we're getting closer and closer to the end of the rainy day fund.
That would explain this deja vu there.
Oh, yeah.
But, Dan, and I totally, absolutely agree with you. But John, let me ask you a question. Because this is equipment, the equipment you currently have, we're not missing a beat answering the calls we should be answering the way we should be answering. If we were to hold off on this, as Dan would want, is suggesting until after we've discussed how this all works in.
Are things going to stop, is that what you're asking, or whether?
No, I don't stop, but I don't, you know,
In a sense, but
I don't think anybody's against the request.
we'll replace with parts that are available for the.
yeah, we're not talking 6 months here. We're just talking, give us, 30 days or so, 30 to 60 days to pound this out.
60 days, we would lose about 50,000, we'd have, the price on this project was increased by about $50,000.
We don't want to do that.
Mr. President.
Excuse me, for just a moment, I think Jeremy pointed out, these are not, or Jim, operational costs. This is hostile interest for fixed equipment, because our current provider no longer does this anymore. Excuse my ignorance, but you've been very detailed in what you've passed on to us. This technology's been out there a while, it's not like it's cutting edge technology, it's been out there a while. I thought we already had, excuse my ignorance.
This,
We are the heartbeat, you are the heartbeat of these gentlemen's response times. They can be as trained as, and they are,
right,
but unless you're dispatching it immediately, and you know what piece of equipment is here and there and everywhere, you can't properly do your job, so they can do theirs to save my life. And
Starts with you.
right.
and I vote to approve. It's not operational, that's a whole other issue, and it's problematic, but this is out of interest money, the commissioners have approved it, and I say we.
And it's not reoccurring.
It's not reoccurring.
Obviously, we'll have the maintenance fees yearly, but
But you have those now.
Yeah, correct, yes.
I know.
And a motion is second.
And on discussion, I'm not against the project by any stretch of the imagination, come on, it's public safety, but it's that, my concern is, we're not having enough of a conversation. We're about ready to vote at one point, yes, it's interest money, but interest money isn't endless. So I'm just concerned that we're carving out a pretty good chunk, and we should be having a big conversation with them. You know, that's, it's, you know,
I think everybody here agrees, but as John pointed out, anything past 30 days, we're looking at.
Yeah, but I gotta circle back to my question. How long will this equipment be good for?
We can get parts up until,
No, the new stuff.
I would say, as long as this, at least 10 years.
So we can get 10 years out of this.
And this,
I mean,
The
the
new
new
one,
one, hang on.
roll would be able to answer.
If we're not, so 5 years from now, well, there'll be a bunch of people sitting here, you're not gonna be sitting in front of us with saying toys that they came out with.
I think so.
In reality, in reality, if we were not out of room, we cannot put any additional channels into our current system.
Okay, would you get bandwidth, I read the proposal, you get bigger narrow bandwidth, you can get more channels.
we double the size of our capacity. Right now, we're LaPorte County's backup.
Okay.
All we can talk to on LaPorte County is on the fire channel. We cannot talk to Michigan State Fire. We cannot talk to,
Well, okay, let's touch on that subject now. Are we buying this equipment to help LaPorte County?
no,
Well, you just said the word.
that's a portion of it.
Okay, well, are they gonna help, we gonna be able to help them across the line?
Yes.
Are they paying us?
They're,
I think it's important we talk to be able to first with Michigan City.
Well, I know, I don't disagree with what you're trying to do.
yeah, they're gonna have to do the same, they have the same.
I don't care what they have to do. I'm talking about, are we, as part of this project, so we can help LaPorte County?
As their backup.
Yeah.
Understanding between the two counties.
Oh.
If we were to go down, they would pick up.
That is correct.
Where
We can't even talk to Chesterton Porter Police from our council.
How do they find out?
What's that?
How do you send that?
Well, they said they called Chester.
If it's a police, we answer all the incoming 911 calls for the entire county. If it's fire EMS, it stays with us no matter where it is in the county. If it's police, then we send it up to Chesterton or Porter if it's one of their calls.
How do you send it up?
Just transfer, just a button transfer. So we have touch screen phone.
What did that do to our response time?
It adds maybe 10 seconds.
I'm old.
Well, we were trying to for fire EMS, we have transfer.
Mike, you know where he lives?
Red light.
Give him an extra 10 seconds, all right? You're a little late. Go on the block the other way.
We have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, we beat this horse to death. Hospital interest, we have the new numbers. The motion is second, call the roll.
Mr. Biggs?
Yes.
Mr. Rivas?
Yes.
Mr. Polare?
Yes.
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
Ms. Conover?
Yes.
Mr. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Paparad?
Yes.
7-0 the affirmative.
We got 7-0.
That was good, Dan.
Well, yeah, but for it, budgets are not gonna be pretty.
No, I'm clear on that.
John?
So,
Baby sauce.
They weren't pretty last year, were they?
No, they were not, but I'm
They're little known.
fresh start this
So,
year.
just so you get, inform everybody sitting here, the simulcast system, you inform them about the hallway.
It's,
Next year.
gonna be, the target date to turn that on is, September 9th.
Well, you know what, there's plenty up here that we addressed throughout the course of any meeting that we can disagree on. This is something none of us should disagree on, and I was glad to see it was a full set.
I appreciate that. Mentally, as well as I know the other
Yeah.
departments as well.
Yeah, I did.
John, just, 1.8 is what we're using the 911 police right now. What's your budget?
I think I turned in 3.6 this year.
So it's half, so.
I'm telling you, the good news is we're not gonna have to file receipts funds.
We're not
We're just
gonna
gonna
have to
spend
file.
it.
If you do that, we don't have.
When does the rainy day fund end? When does that?
It depends on number of factors.
August next year, September next
Yeah,
year?
roughly in there. I mean, obviously, when you're talking about the medical, we're gonna come out of there, that's, I think, 700,000 this year for me.
Well, when are you gonna have enough guts, or somebody appear to have enough guts to say, we're raising that little fee?
I can't.
I can't.
I think we can.
No, we cannot. It has to go through budget, it has to go down to state.
Yeah, but it's still, we're not at 10%.
The last state 911 board meeting in Indianapolis, I attended, because I knew that was coming up.
No, the local.
We don't have a local.
Yeah,
They took it away with that?
Yeah.
That's all state.
That's what the state took it over.
That's what, they can raise 10 cents a year.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so, well, that's actually close to about 200,000. I know that doesn't break the bank and it doesn't solve all of our issues, but it's a start. You know, it's something, again, the surcharge fund was never meant to fund operations 100%. So we're doing better than other counties. I can tell you that. We just got our profit share, which they came in 4.5 million above what the whole harmless rate was for the state, so we got another $100,000. The next project that we have, we can look at using surcharge going forward.
What do you mean, the surcharge money is paid separately?
Well, that's already, we have enough money to pay salaries.
Okay, next time.
All right.
Thanks, John.
I appreciate it.
ITS,
Thank you very much.
we got an additional $10,000 to maintenance agreements. We denied at budget hearings, and now we don't do it, we're gonna have malware and.
I'll make a motion to approve this addition.
A motion and a second, any discussion of this additional?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rivas?
No.
Mr. Rivas is a no. Mr. Polare?
No, and I'll explain why afterwards.
Ms. Graham?
No, I kinda wanna hear now, because it might influence, I have a lot of respect for you, Jim. and I'd like
Yeah,
to-
you do. Well, you show it every day.
Mr. Chair, shall I proceed or hold? Mr. Chairman, shall I proceed or hold?
Yeah, let's, who made the motion?
Dan.
I made the
You
motion.
wanna withdraw it? It's not all over.
Well, you can still have, okay, all right. Finish the vote.
Yeah. We'll do it again.
Ms. Graham?
I'm going to abstain.
Ms. Conover?
Discussion.
Is that a yes, no?
She said that.
We're on hold.
Mr. Whitten?
I'm gonna vote no, because I just know Jim's got a good reason.
Mr. Popper?
Let it die. So, motion dies.
All right.
All right, need a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to approve this so we can get to
All
discussion.
right. Got a second?
Second.
Got a second. Any discussion? Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
I would like to know, I have, and I'm not going to say who, what, or where, but, because I have
Rumors.
comments that our accounting system isn't as fast or rapid as it should be, or as it could be. Is that true?
Depends on what you're speaking about. We have, I don't say hundreds, but I mean, there's lots of them.
Well,
We've got the internet, we've got email, we've got the website, we've got the audit.
response time for department for doing something.
Depending on which department you're speaking about. I mean, they're all
You get
different.
your question answered?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got a
Okay.
court system, you've got probation system, you've got a highway, I mean, everybody has multiple
sorry I asked.
systems, yeah. I mean, there are systems that are in the process or are on our schedule to be updated because they are running slow. Some of them are on hold for certain reasons, other ones have already been updated, if that's what your question is.
can I ask, why certain reasons why some of them are on hold?
One of them is on hold because an office will not allow it.
What
Another
office
one.
is that?
Just say,
The other one that's on hold is the assessor's office because it is pending an outside contract. Other offices that are in the process of being upgraded are the court. State is taking that over, so that system will go away. And other systems we've already upgraded.
the state is taking over. That's usually bad news for us.
Tends to be, we're hoping it's not.
Okay, thanks.
But other systems have been upgraded over the years as new versions of operating systems come out and things like that. They are upgraded as, you don't jump on the bandwagon the minute the new date comes out and upgrade everybody because a lot of times there's a fee involved. And that fee doesn't always, work out to the benefit that they may get. And sometimes upgrading involves even more cost. If you go to the newer version, then you gotta have more memory, then you gotta have more disk. And if they can do the job they need to do, there really isn't a need to upgrade. But then there are cases they do need to upgrade, because the software needs to do features and functions for them to do it. So I mean, it's kind of all on an individual basis.
Why, I mean, maybe where Sylvia was going was, and why are departments going in different directions? Why are departments not letting you do this? Do they not like the work product? Is there animosity out there? I mean,
You're the IT. You guys are in charge of the information technology. Why is everybody splittering?
That's a good question.
So maybe you should tell us, give us a list of who's splintering, and we should get all the splitter cells in here, and we should ask them what's going on.
I think we got two of them in there right now.
From what I understand, the only splittering department is the assessor's office. The auditor's office is in the process of making some other changes, and they were concerned about the cost that was involved, and so they wanted to delay it until that was identified.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing, that's
No,
fine,
that's-
so,
that's-
so the point is this, I mean, it's not, because we're getting one side of the story. And I'm not gonna sit here and say the assessor's off the reservation or whatever's going on.
Nobody loves it.
No, I kinda wanted to say, look, I'd like to get them all here and find out what's going on, or you guys figure it all out and come back and report to us. I mean, we're being asked to fund things,
Right.
and there's, kind of some unknown as to why we're not machine catching music, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean, Dad, again, buying additional programs to make whatever they're doing go quicker, or whatever. And it's confusing to us, because we thought we were funding an IT department. So if this is something they, in reality, should not be doing, we need to stop it. And if it's something that they have no choice but to do, we need to know why. So, and just one more question. The contract, the maintenance agreement. How come this isn't funded out of the commissioner's budget?
Hey,
Good question.
you stole my thunder. That's what Dan was waiting.
Usually isn't. I mean, maintenance agreements on IT equipment have always been covered under the IT budget.
Well, and I think that, interestingly enough, not that that's the wrong answer, but it is for me. We've always been doing it this way, or that's the way it's been done, or that's the understanding we have the commissioners. That's all. There's a new world ahead of us here, and it's a budget crunch, and how we've been doing things ain't gonna cut it.
I thought this guy was.
Well, sure, I just.
And Dan, if I could address that, I understand what you're saying. I guess I wasn't trying to say that's the way it's always been. The commissioners wouldn't have any idea what these agreements are necessary or unnecessary. I mean, there are times when we have purchased equipment, we purchase a maintenance agreement, and then after a year or two, determine, you know what, we're not really getting money for out of this maintenance agreement, we're better off canceling or not renewing, and it's risky paying on charges. And we've done that, and sometimes we've been money ahead, and sometimes we've been burned. And that's where, because that equipment is under my office, I can make that determination where the commissioners wouldn't have any idea whether it was necessary or not. I believe that's why it's in the IT budget, so that IT can be aware of when it comes up for renewal, if it's something that really is necessary or not.
I guess my thought on that is this. We have had, in this county, some history of miscommunication, or no communication between department heads, between elected officials, between bodies. We've managed to get through and come through the briar patch and kind of work this county through the rough patches, but that isn't gonna work anymore. So if you're telling us that there are department heads that aren't, necessarily on board, or you're not on board with them, that's gotta get worked out. Because we're not gonna give any more money. At least I'm not gonna vote to give any more money, unless all department heads and all bodies of government in this county are communicating and we are strategizing, because we share the risk and we share the things that are pressing this county. We've all got employees, so we know that the insurance is an issue for all the departments. We know that people don't want to be having angry taxpayers at their windows screaming and hollering about things because services aren't getting done. We have to be communicating. We have to have the commissioners here. Where are the commissioners? Where are the commissioners?
They're gonna be here.
I mean, we have to be dealing with this stuff. Ongoing. What the hell are we doing in this county? I mean, I just had it. I read the paper, we're spending this, we're spending that, we're doing this, we're doing that. Get on board, let's get everybody together and get this stuff figured out. What is going on in this county? I don't know why the assessor's not on. I get a text from the assessor, hey, I got talked about IT. What is going on? We control the money. They're not getting any more until we get this stuff together. We're having a pressing budget session this year, and it's going to be rough for all of us. And we have to have all the information. We have to be all on the same sheet of music, or we're going to be in the same position a year from now, but worse. I'm just sick of it, guys, and I think you guys ought to be too.
I think you know we're sick of it, Dan. There's no question about
A
it.
group of us have been preaching that before.
Well, okay. We got a motion and
I never did get to make my statement.
you're the last one.
Make it, don't make it.
It's nothing against your, I'm sure it's a very valid maintenance agreement, but, I'm sure the commissioners can easily come up with $10,000. They don't have a problem giving $10,000 to whoever they want. So, I think you would have no problem getting $10,000 from the commissioners to come up with statements.
I just wanted, one more question,
Okay.
That-
This group of things.
Sharon, just one question, please. Why is the sheriff with his own website and his own email addresses and their own department?
many years ago, just to be very brief, many years ago, probably 10 years ago, there was a process in place when anything that was related to IT was requested, it was through the council's direction, that it was supposed to go through IT first, or not necessarily the dictation of what was done in budget, but for advisement. Look at it, see if it meets the requirements of what the county has. If it doesn't, what are the extra costs going to be involved? Will it integrate with the other things that are involved? Is there going to be additional costs to integrate so that everybody had a clear picture? And then a letter was issued from IT stating, yes, this has been reviewed, yes, we feel this is the cost, or we feel it's not, whatever the case may be. And then the process was completed, we gone to the auditor, the check was cut, the PO was cut, and everything was done. That has not occurred in a number of years. Pretty much everybody has done whatever they want, and then everybody else is up to the pace of the county.
All right, we're done. Call the question, please. This is for approving the additional ITS.
Mr. Polera.
No.
Ms. Graham.
No.
Ms. Conover.
No.
Mr. Whitten.
No.
Mr. Paparad.
No.
Mr. Biggs. Mr. Rivas.
No.
7-0 in the negative, sir.
Okay, I guess we don't need transfer,
Last
do we?
meeting, they asked me.
Right here. Did we address the transfer?
Oh,
We didn't address the transfer yet for bookkeeping. That's in one line item.
Move to approve.
Got a motion, a second, all in favor of the transfer of $5,352.91, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, transfer carries.
at the last meeting, Mr. Biggs asked me to put a snapshot of information, and if you wanted to do that tonight or not.
Say that.
What's the information needed?
Mr. Biggs had asked for a snapshot of cost-saving projects or tasks that IT have undertaken as investments in the future of Foxborough.
I guess I kind of have to just add everybody.
Do you have copies?
And now we read it through, maybe we can discuss it next meeting.
Yep. Okay. Marks, we got a transfer of $4,500 from Power to.
I move to approve all three transfers.
Second.
A motion, a second on the three transfers, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, transfer carries. Last item on the agenda, audit is not reverting, we have an additional $165,000. No, Jim. It's just a random. You are listening.
You'll recall that we had a budget that was approved by the council last year, and earlier in the year, the appropriation, at that point, was for the Total Quality Management Program. You reduced the appropriation to zero, and I came back and asked for the funds to be able to pursue the homestead violation project that we were doing. You were generous enough to provide that appropriation, so we pursue that. This is just the, I was encouraged or instructed that as I needed the funds to do the different projects, carry forth the goals set forth by TQM specific to my office, that I come back before you. In the months ensuing, I formulated a plan to be able to address some acute needs in our office. Some have long-term applications, but largely acute. In terms of tax billing, financial reporting, with the support of the treasurer, with the web-enabled tax billing, he's been before you as well, and additional licensure with respect to the software that we get into from the assessor to be able to jive our assessment software with our tax software. We've encountered a number of challenges along the way. The IT director has asked me to, I did put a halt on upgrading the file system last fall. The reason that I did was because I was waiting to use the appropriation that you had approved in the budget for TQM to upgrade the hardware and some of the stuff specific to our operation, so they would complement whatever was being spent on that side of the house. My experience is that though we may have gained some level of improvement in performance, ostensibly to be able to really leverage the investment, both in terms of, I believe you guys used the CCD funding or whatever was being used by the IT department to be able to exact that upgrade. To be able to complement that with an investment on our part on the non-reverting fund would assure success and appreciable performance increase.
So I'm here before you tonight asking to approve $165,000 out of the non-reverting fund, which currently shows a balance of $426,122.22. To be able to go ahead and pursue these projects and get them complete post haste, and then be able to obviously get back to our IT director and say, when you're ready to take care of that upgrade, absolutely, that we're ready to take care of that on our side.
Move to approve.
How much of this is, assessor software?
It's not really assessor, DRD is our scanning vendor, and that, we share that same scanning vendor with the assessor. And there is some crossover in terms of the software that we both use to view. Where we scan right now, Councilwoman, is we got all the first phase of scanning done. And that's everything that was in the basement and all of their record cards on their side. And we basically platformed all of the retrieval system so that we could get at each other's stuff. And then when the fund was turned off, we stopped. So where we're at right now is we need to complete the scanning on our side of the house so that he, the assessor, and ourselves can enjoy that. So there is some, I'd be mischaracterizing to say that there isn't cross-pollination or crossover, because it's sort of a shared project, but he's got his space and I have mine. I'm trying to complete mine and then leverage that investment so that we can all start basically using the system, what we've already pretty much paid for.
Haven't the commissioners been, don't they have a seeded project or this? Yeah. We're not working on that,
Yeah, and if I can speak to that.
Hang on, Madam Chair, what did you say?
They do, and it's been allocated. The different offices are closed at different times, and if they turn down, which offices did turn down, then we go to another office and see if they had interest in doing document imaging for their office, and if they turned it down, we went to another office, which is
Why would they turn it down?
Well, I did, not when I was.
Now
Yes,
when
not when I was.
Okay.
So it's time.
Yeah, for the long term,
To get started, yes.
Okay, so,
We finished up the clerk's office, and then when the clerk was finished, well, actually before the clerk was finished, because theirs was trailing for the last couple of years, we approached the auditor's office, which was not Mr. Jones at the time, it was Mr. Cobb. He was not interested at the time. Then we approached the county prosecutor's office, he took us up on it, and now they're also interested in paperless. They completed their project mid this year. There has been discussion, I believe, at the beginning of this year with the assessor, beginning of last year with the assessor. They were not interested at the time, and so we approached the health department, and the health department has now moved forward with a large farming project for documentation there.
so they have a choice?
Sure.
What happens?
They're elected officials. I don't force them to do
Let me
anything.
call the question.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Well,
We're not done yet.
No, I am.
Well, okay, that's okay. If you okay with the replacement of the computer equipment, segues right back into what you were just saying.
I don't know anything about what Mr.
Right. Right. What I'm trying to do, Mr. Paparazzi, is that rather than this coming out of the general fund and me going back to our.
Oh, no, I don't care about that, I'm talking about the actual.
Right, these are actual computers. for
Right,
our office.
but do we coordinate this with IT, or is this?
No, we will coordinate this with IT. This is provide the resources so that we can move forward.
we don't currently have the resources, currently don't have them.
Again, this is what we had planned to do originally, our group planned to do originally, and I didn't want to burden the CC, any of the general funds, so we had these funds available to move forward. And in fact, earlier, I'm sorry?
TQM.
It was part of the TQM program. And I understood at the time that there were overtures from the IT department to be able to enhance the plant, the server plant in the basement. But I have a bit of experience and expertise in this area, and after having done the legwork and investigated actually what was going to be done with the vendors that were going to be doing, and interrogated exactly, precisely, in detail, all the way down to the author of the software, the people that authored the development software, and found out that the upgrade that we were doing, we needed to spend more money and actually wait a bit for the next level of upgrade if we wanted the personal performance increase.
How are we better off 1 year from now for making a decision as you move forward?
You haven't burdened the general, we haven't burdened any any general funds to pay for an upgrade that's absolutely necessary. And I could give you the absolute examples in the short term here. You know, we were 2 weeks late in getting up the net assessed value of the county because the computers were constantly locking. And it wasn't just a question of the systems. That's everybody wants to blame Sharon's group. This was a question of some upgrades that we needed to make in the software as well as to make in the hardware and the infrastructure. Because I think that's one thing that, you know, and I'm not here teaching IT, but one thing that has to be understood is that there's the physical environment, the OSI layer of the physical environment, the wiring, the switches, the routers, the computers themselves. Then there's the broadband communications that bring things in and out of the building. And finally, after that, there's the actual, there's the actual software. Okay? And in IT's defense, you don't pick the software, right? Success we picked years ago, Lao, RDS, and so they all have to kind of work together. But the sort of the conduit between the hardware and the software is the elected official or department head, because they know what needs to be accomplished. They have the subject matter expertise. And no matter how many meetings you have or whatever, you're always going to have what we call the water's edge, where the two have to meet, and they have to, you know, the group has to come together to be able to make it happen. And that's why safety. I'm not asking for anything with my expertise that I believe is unreasonable in any way, shape, or form. This is all coming out of the non-reverting fund. It's moving forward to remedy some acute problems we've experienced, certainly since back when Sharon when we started the project last fall, but more importantly, over the last, I'd say 90 days or so, that it's just become merciless to work with the system. And we intended to, and we made overtures to my staff that out of the non-reverting fund, as part of TQM this year, that was going to get taken care of. Well, you know, we sort of got disappointed there, but all I want to do is now that we've got the homestead violation thing moving forward, is to now get after this piece and keep things moving forward instead of waiting around.
Well, when I voted to refund some of TQM or non-reverting, whatever you want to call it, I thought it was for more than just homestead violation program. With that said and done, you're sitting here telling us that this equipment is critical for you to follow state statute and complete what you need to do in a timely manner. And it takes care of the assessor's needs. The scanning project and its software.
There are acute needs. Basically, be able to use the realized value on the investment that's already been made.
Is that you confer, Daniel?
Yeah. My question is,
Sure.
when are you going to let IT in?
They always, we're constantly in contact with them, but my disposition was going to be as follows: find out if we even have the money before we start talking about it. One of the things that I do for professionally is I teach information technology project management.
I understand that.
So I mean,
Let me get to the request, Mr. Chairman.
What bothers me?
We're talking about everything but the request. You're not talking about what he's perspective. Come on, Dan.
we listen to you.
About the request. All right.
You got a date, Dan?
No, but
Let's call the question, please. Oh, we're gonna give the money or not?
There's a motion to approve it.
Yeah, we got all that. We just had to get the discussion.
Well, I guess just need to reaffirm that there just seems to be such a disconnect with our IT department. And I don't know if you're communicating with her or she's communicating with you, as well as we need to be in sync for these kind of expenditures. And I really don't care what fund it comes
I mean, it would be refreshing if you were sitting right there going, yes.
Call the question. Call the question.
Say that one more time.
Call the roll.
Ms. Graham.
No.
Ms. Conover.
Big side, just 25 minutes, again, yes.
Mr. Whitney.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad.
Yes.
Mr. Biggs.
Yes.
Mr. Rivas.
Well, I think we just denied the ITs, until we get all on the same page, so, no.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 2 in the affirmative.
Second reading, please. Sharon?
guys appreciate this.
Your second reading this evening.
We've got to work
Yeah,
together.
second reading.
Right.
You ready?
Yes.
Third reading.
Second reading for the Porter County Sheriff, 1,000, 1,005, 1,105, 12,000, 186.62 cents. Porter County Jail, 1,000, 1032, 1,110, there's salaries, $22,408.62. From the Commissioners' Projects 1112-2030-12-30, FICA, $13,074.97. From Commissioner Projects 1112-2030-123-030, $13,919.03. From the non-reverting fund, 12,001 to 1216-000-3950-02 contractual service of $165,000. And the hospital interest fund, 4902-0000-4540-30, and other equipment, $1,113,490.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll on second reading.
Ms. Conover?
Yes.
Mr. Whitten?
No.
Mr. Paparad? Mr. Biggs? Mr. Rivas?
Yes.
Mr. Polari?
Yes.
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
6-1 in the affirmative, sir.
Okay, attorney, you got anything?
I do not.
When are we getting together?
Yeah, we gotta meet.
Yes, very important.
Well, I'm gonna send out an email, okay, hang on. I'm gonna send out an email tomorrow with the commissioners. We got till the 11th is our first budget.
And I asked because I got a letter from Portage City. It was sent to the attorney, sent to the, I imagine everybody over there. You know, the Portage, they take their animals to the Hobart Humane Society. Hobart Humane Society has said now that it was only supposed to be a temporary solution, and that it's way past temporary, and they can no longer do it, and it's got to stop, and the largest city in this district has no place to take its animals in the near future. And they're the only ones that pay for their own animal control. This has got to be addressed, and it's part of the bigger picture.
Yep.
We cannot turn our, back on the largest city in this county.
I agree, amen.
This doesn't have to do with dog pound stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Indirectly.
No, I
No, he was
no, what
gonna-
I'm going to say has nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay.
No. Couple meetings ago, we were asked to investigate the start date of the tax abatement for the hospital. What's the status?
Status of that is that,
He was on vacation.
that's not the answer. The answer is that, it's still a work in progress, my best answer.
So are they still,
The problem is, the bottom line is, they were issued a tax bill. You can't have to issue a tax bill to somebody that's tax abatement. That's,
Yeah, but when's the abatement start is the
well,
question.
it doesn't matter when it started, you don't issue a tax bill to somebody that's tax abatement.
What do you mean when it's
Because they have tax
So they're
abatement.
gonna have 10 years?
Well,
10 years or whenever they want?
No, but that's the problem. This building issued them a tax bill. Scott, go on, you lead the discussion, I'm done.
I don't know how you have a discussion like that without the system.
It doesn't matter. This building issued.
all right, I'm gonna echo Jim Biggs. I think we need the assessor to come here and explain to us what's going on. I've talked to him, but he needs to come here and explain to us, because if our good neighbors, the hospital, who got a tax abatement isn't playing nice, we should know that.
Oh, I agree 100%, but the mystery seems to be, and Scott has a better explanation than him than I do, they got issued a tax bill.
But there's no abatement.
But, no, if there is an abatement on the books, how did they get issued a tax bill? That's all.
Well,
Scott has the answers.
Are they complying with all the stuff?
I have
To the
heard.
best of my knowledge, yes.
Yeah, none of their forms I need to come in front of us annually. I've never seen them in 2 years.
But there's a part of that process that we request. We send the forms requesting compliance because we're starting to activate.
It's not up to us to make sure they're in compliance with their tax abatement.
No, but it's up to us,
They just have to ask.
it's up to the building to send them the form.
So too.
Okay, you're right.
I don't think it's up to the building.
Well, I think we gotta have a discussion, right?
I agree.
We don't do the.
I think it's up, if they want to make that